Good morning. It's happened again in Israel, a bombing on a bus in a busy shopping district of Tel Aviv, leaving several dead and at least 40 wounded today, Thursday, September 19th, 2002.
From NBC News, this is Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Good morning. Welcome to Today on a Thursday morning. I'm Matt Lauer.
And I'm Katie Couric. This apparent suicide bombing comes just one day after an Islamic militant blew himself up at a bus stop in northern Israel. We're going to have more from the news desk in just a moment.
Then we'll turn our attention to Iraq. President Bush is pressing his case against that country today. He's expected to send a draft resolution to Capitol Hill that would authorize him to use military force in Iraq. We'll hear from two leading senators about whether the president's resolution will get the votes he needs. Then, in upstate New York today, those alleged members of a terrorist cell will be back in court. Investigators now say an email from one of them hints at a big attack of some sort. We'll ask the prosecutor about that.
And Matt, a court appearance of another kind in the news this morning. Actress Winona Ryder's trial date is set for early October after plea bargain negotiations in a shoplifting case broke down. We're going to get the very latest and stop the presses. That's what Rosie O'Donnell is saying. She's breaking up with her publisher and shutting down her magazine. We'll tell you why coming up.
And it turns out that America is not the only country looking for a new idol. The reality TV craze has hit Italy as well, and it's taking that country by storm. Let's just pause and watch for a second.
Oh, God.
Of course, there's a little twist to Italian TV. We're going to show you what all the fuss is about in our 7:30 half hour.
Something tells me this is not about their singing ability, am I right? Oh, hello.
Oh, it's acrobatics, too.
Okay, that'll
Anyway,
wake you up, right?
Before we get to all that, let's get the top news stories of the morning from Ann, who's at the news desk. Ann?
Okay, good morning, Matt and Katie. Good morning, everybody. In the news this morning, as Matt just reported, a suicide bomber set off an explosion this morning on a bus in central Tel Aviv, and there are many casualties. NBC's Jim Maceda is in Tel Aviv this morning with more on this story. Jim, what do you know?
Good morning, Ann. Well, after a lull of some 6 weeks, there have now been 2 suicide bombings inside Israel in the past 2 days alone. Today's bomb went off inside a crowded bus in the heart of Tel Aviv. This is in an area full of restaurants and shops, department stores, and that during lunch hour as well. So far, Israeli police and Red Cross sources are reporting at least 5 dead. There are also reports of a large number of casualties, some 46 wounded, 10 either seriously or critically wounded. So those figures of dead may go up. The police have cordoned off the area. Paramedics are on the scene. Ambulances have rushed casualties off to hospitals. Now, this attack comes only a day after a suicide bomber blew himself up in northern Israel in the Israeli Arab town of el-Fam, when the bomber was approached by police on a busy junction, and one policeman was killed in that blast, and 2 bystanders were injured. There had been a relative silence of about 6 weeks here in the country. In fact, there had been, coming from several Palestinian Authority factions, offerings up of a ceasefire that had been rejected by the Israeli government, saying that only a total ceasefire, not a limited one, but a total rejection of all violence would be acceptable, and only that would be acceptable. Today's attack not claimed by anyone yet, but yesterday's attack in northern Israel was claimed by the Islamic Jihad, one of the 2 Palestinian militant groups that have rejected any kind of ceasefire talk with Israel. And
Jim Maceda reporting live from Tel Aviv this morning. Thank you, Jim, for that breaking news this morning. Today, Secretary of State Colin Powell and Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld asked Congress for a tough resolution on Iraq. Meantime, the president is about to tell Congress what he wants in that resolution, and NBC's Campbell Brown is at the White House on this story this morning. Campbell, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ann. White House officials say they are planning to send a draft resolution to Congress later today asking for support for possible military action against Iraq and a vote the first week of October.
More appearances on Capitol Hill today by top administration officials pushing to oust Saddam Hussein. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld testifying Wednesday was interrupted by protesters, but then used the display to help make his case.
People like that are not able to go into Iraq and make demonstrations like that because they don't have free speech.
Administration sources say they are asking Congress to pass a resolution giving the president, quote, maximum flexibility to destroy Iraq's weapons of mass destruction, including the use of military force. Lobbying congressional leaders, the president warned the UN not to accept Iraq's offer to let weapons inspectors return.
I think reasonable people understand this man is unreasonable. And reasonable people understand that this is just a ploy. This is a tactic.
With limited international support, the president could face a battle with Congress, too. White House sources say the president wants a resolution to include a call for Saddam to go. But some on Capitol Hill want only narrow language that supports action to disarm Iraq. Even the Senate's leading Republicans sounded doubtful a vote for regime change would win support.
Not sure how we would address the regime change. I doubt it would do that.
But that won't stop Secretary of State Colin Powell or Defense Secretary Rumsfeld from making the argument. Both will be back on Capitol Hill today answering more questions about the administration's plans for Iraq. And
NBC's Campbell Brown at the White House. Thanks, Campbell. The bail hearing resumes today for 6 suspected members of an al-Qaeda cell near Buffalo, New York. On Wednesday, prosecutors argued the 6 should stay in jail because they pose a danger to the community and a flight risk. They said one of the suspects, Mukhtar al-Bakri, sent an email in July saying, quote, the next meal will be very huge. Prosecutors say that referred to an attack using explosives. Congressional investigators have discovered a CIA report from 1998 warning that terrorists were planning to fly a plane into the World Trade Center. That intelligence was revealed at a congressional hearing on Wednesday. But the director of the inquiry said investigators did not find a smoking gun that could have helped prevent the attacks on 9/11. Investigators also disclosed that in July of last year, a source reported numerous people in Afghanistan talking about an impending attack. Federal officials arrested dozens of people in 70 U.S. cities on Wednesday in a major crackdown on the so-called date rape drug known as GHB. Those arrested were allegedly using the internet to distribute the drug. And forecasters say Tropical Storm Isidore may strengthen into a hurricane today. The storm now has winds of 65 miles an hour as it moves toward the western area of Cuba. On Wednesday, Isidore dumped heavy rain on Jamaica, flooding homes and forcing evacuations. But there are no reports of any injuries from there so far this morning. It is now 7:07. You're up to date on the news. Let's now turn back to Matt. Katie now.
And thanks very much.
So we have to keep an eye on this story.
That's right. It's a really unpredictable one as we take a look. As Ann mentioned, it is just about 80 miles northeast of Gran Cayman, 65-mile-per-hour winds. Moving west-northwest at 12, there are hurricane warnings for west-central Cuba. Here's the problem. Once this thing crosses over Cuba early tomorrow morning, we look like we'll be looking at the second hurricane of the season. And once it's in the Gulf, we really don't know which way it's going to go. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this over the next 24 to 48 hours to get a better sense of its track. But the entire Gulf Coast of the United States is a possible target. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday morning. Boy, that's a nice picture. That's our Rose City camera looking out towards Mount Hood off in the distance to the east, and you can see beautiful day out there. Some morning low clouds, few fog patches around, but just like yesterday, those will burn off quite rapidly today. High pressure is in place, and that means outside of the morning fog, lots of sunshine all day long and warm temperatures. The winds will be light and variable today. Clear skies in the forecast early on for this evening. Our daytime high reaching 78 degrees.
It's 7:08. Now here's Katie.
Thank you, Al. On Close Up this morning, making the case for war. Today, Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld goes before the Senate Armed Services Committee as the president prepares to send a draft war resolution to the Hill. Senator Carl Levin, Democrat of Michigan, chairs the committee. Senator John Warner of Virginia is the ranking Republican member. Senators, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Katie.
Let me start with you, if I could, Senator Levin. The hearing obviously is to look into U.S. policy vis-a-vis Iraq. What is the one question or the top couple of questions that you most want answered by Secretary of Defense Rumsfeld?
Of course, we want to look at the risks, the military risks of war, but we also want to compare the risks of going it alone with trying to go as part of a coalition. And what we'll be pressing the Secretary on is whether or not we're really serious about rallying international support at the UN, or whether or not we basically, this administration has decided that they're going to go it alone and that there's no even point in pressing for forced inspections.
Senator Levin, you sound skeptical that international support is being sought in the first place.
No, I think that the president finally did go to the UN and made a very strong pitch for international support, and I think we ought to keep right on that track. We should not be talking about going it alone if we're serious about rallying international support, which I hope we are. We need the UN to have a strong resolution, an ultimatum, a deadline, and I think the UN should authorize the member states to use all necessary means to enforce real inspections. But the going alone approach, it seems to me, has got very significant risks, and we should not be talking about that if we're serious about rallying international support.
Senator Warner, I know one of the things you're concerned about is, will a military action such as an attack on Iraq stretch our armed services just simply too thin? In other words, do we have the manpower to accomplish this task? Is that what you'll be focusing on this morning?
Very definitely. First, Carl and I would want to express our compassion for the people of Israel in this tragic incident. But directly to the testimony, you saw where Secretary Rumsfeld addressed that point very clearly yesterday. He said in unequivocal language, we are ready and we are prepared. But I would hope we drop the use of the word war now. Our president didn't go to the UN to have a declaration of war. He said to the UN, it is your responsibility. The world will hold you accountable to living up to the requirements of your charter. To pass this resolution, which my colleague has described, must be strong and unequivocal, hold Saddam Hussein accountable for his past inactions of refusing to abide by previous resolutions, and make in a new resolution very clear the steps that have to be taken to achieve disarmament of the weapons of mass destruction. Inspectors are but one part of that formula. And today we will receive from the White House a draft resolution. I worked on the previous one in 1991. I will work on this one. And it must, in my judgment, reflect the will of the Congress to stand arm in arm with the President of the United States, and I might say Prime Minister Tony Blair, in their joint efforts to hold Saddam Hussein accountable once and for all for his ever-growing arsenal of weapons of mass destruction.
Okay, a couple of quick questions. How quickly do you think the president will get this resolution on his desk?
Well, I think that the resolution should be taken up promptly. There will be probably a good debate as to whether or not we ought to join together in pressing the United Nations to act, or whether we ought to take a go-it-alone approach. So there could be some real differences on that, but I hope it will be sooner rather than later that we will resolve to support strong action by a unified world, a coalition, not the U.S. versus Saddam, the world versus Saddam.
Will regime change be a part of the language in this resolution, Senator Warner?
I think that remains to be seen. You saw the word draft used very carefully by the president. Congress is a co-equal branch. We will express our own views. But I point out that regime change is now the law of the land. It was endorsed by President Clinton, as it has been advocated by President Bush. My main point is, to the extent Congress can be arm in arm with the president and have no daylight between our views, is the extent to which I think Colin Powell and others can achieve an equally strong resolution by the United Nations.
All right, Senator John Warner and Senator Carl Levin. Gentlemen, thanks very much for talking with us this morning. Nice to see you both.
Good being with you.
It's 7:13 now. Here's Matt.
All right, Katie, thank you. As we've reported, the 6 men accused of training in an al-Qaeda camp in Afghanistan and belonging to a terrorist cell in Lackawanna, New York, will be back in court today for their bond hearing. Prosecutors are asking a judge that the 6 men remain behind bars. Michael Battle is the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of New York. He's one of the prosecutors in this case. Mr. Battle, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt.
Basically, you guys go to court yesterday saying these people pose a flight risk if they are not kept behind bars. You present evidence to that effect. What's the most significant evidence in your opinion?
In our opinion, the fact that they attended the camp, took up with the al-Qaeda training, the fact that they claim that they don't have money, yet they found $1,300 apiece to travel there, the fact that they have come back with information indicating the philosophy of the al-Qaeda camp, trainers and Osama bin Laden, the fact that they were addressed by him, all of those things with other factors taken into consideration lead us to believe that they would be a danger to the community and a flight risk.
Let's talk about an email that was presented in court. This is an email that was written by the sixth suspect, the guy who was arrested in Bahrain several days ago. His name is Mukhtar al-Bakri. Tell me why you think that email is significant.
When we interviewed, the FBI interviewed Mr. al-Bakri on September 11th of this year. During that time, he told us that on July 18th of this year, he sent an email to an individual that we have not yet identified, indicating a language that suggested to us that something big was going to happen. He used terms like the big meal and the fact that it was going to have a big impact, and a lot of people would not be able to withstand it. I can't tell you how we determine what that means, but what I can tell you is, based upon intelligence that we've developed in the past, we believe that this is significant and that it is consistent with the kind of language used to send a message to individuals who will engage in this type of behavior.
Mr. Battle, how about if I read the contents of that email and then you can comment on them on the other side? It's called, quote, The Big Meal, and it goes like this. How are you, my beloved? God willing, you are fine. I would like to remind you of obeying God and keeping him in your heart, because the next meal will be very huge. No one will be able to withstand it except for those with faith. There are people here who had visions, and their visions were explained that this thing would be very strong. No one will be able to bear it. When questioned about this email, Mr. Battle, what did this gentleman say was the content meant?
We can't tell you about that right now, but what we can tell you is, once again, that it is in keeping with other information of similar kind that we've developed through other intelligence, that from which we've confirmed such activity means something violent toward American and American interests.
Now, prosecutors have to walk a fine line in this bond hearing, don't they, or don't you? Because while you want to present evidence that shows they're a flight risk, you don't want to give your hand away and show the defense all of your evidence.
That is correct, and that's why in a hearing like this, when we seek to protect the confidentiality of witnesses, and in cases of this magnitude, when we're worried about national security, the law provides that we can present our case by way of proffer. That would be a statement not normally done under the rules of evidence. And we requested the court allow us to do that, and the judge granted that application. So what you will not see is witnesses who will be under oath or documents that would otherwise have to be presented pursuant to the rules.
And quickly, if you will, if I'm a defense attorney today, I'm going to go into court and say, hey, these guys have strong roots in the community. You know, we'll give you their passports. They're not going anywhere. And by the way, you have no concrete proof that they were planning a specific terrorist act.
I think that's part of what they will say, but more importantly, what they will try to do is convince the judge that he can impose a set of circumstances and conditions, such as surrendering their passports, that will make sure that they cannot go anywhere, and perhaps in some situations monitor their behavior by imposing a condition of home confinement or something of that nature, and as well putting up significant amounts of money and property, which I understand members of the community have gathered together to try to impose.
But again, you want them behind bars with no bail or no bond. Michael Battle. Mr. Battle, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Matt.
17 after the hour. Once again, here's Katie.
Matt, thanks. She took her final bow on her talk show stage, and now Rosie O'Donnell is closing the book on her magazine. She says the glossy monthly no longer represents her vision. NBC's Jim Avila now on why Rosie and her publisher couldn't see eye to eye.
Rosie O'Donnell has stopped the presses on her own magazine. The former talk show host and now former cover girl abruptly told publisher Gruner & Jahr USA December's issue will be the last.
I told G&J that I was ending our joint venture and removing my name and myself from the magazine.
Rosie sells well at the newsstand, more than 3.5 million circulation, a celebrity-based magazine similar in some ways to Martha Stewart's Living and Oprah's O.
I actually kind of always thought that Rosie's magazine was interchangeable with Oprah's.
But Rosie saw it differently. As she told Katie Couric when she announced the new magazine's mission, McCall's Rosie, 22 months ago on the Today Show.
It's going to be really a celebration of humanity while maintaining a women's service magazine.
I was going to say the women's service part. It'll still have things like recipes,
yes,
great like quick, fast cooking and fashion.
Crafts.
Crafts?
Come on, I'm crafty. You know I'm
Oh, yes,
crafty.
I know you're crafty.
On the serious side, Rosie promised her magazine would be different from Martha or Oprah, even on the cover, promising to share the space.
I will be on the first cover in some capacity, but that will be it.
That was the first argument. The publishers wanted Rosie on nearly every cover. Then there was the vision thing. Rosie had one, The publishers had another.
I thought that we could publish a magazine that was funny, joyful, informative, and also addresses some of the very difficult, complicated issues we face every day.
In a statement, publisher G&J expressed shock that the magazine had fallen apart, harshly criticizing O'Donnell for her decision to, quote, walk away from her obligations to her staff, her business partner, and her magazine audience. O'Donnell did write her staff today and included personal checks in the goodbye.
Live by fame, die by fame.
Northwestern University journalism professor Abe Peck says Rosie's personality punched through the newsstand clutter, but she brought with her an edgier persona that offended some.
Some of what Rosie was doing was admirable in terms of that she stood for something and that she did take stands. She was this kind of more urban, feistier kind of person. But issues put some people to sleep and issues polarized.
A landmark year for Rosie O'Donnell. The public announcement of her sexuality, the end by choice of her TV show, and now her magazine.
But Rosie the person is going full speed ahead.
Even if her name and face disappears from the nation's newsstands. Jim Avila, NBC News, Chicago.
It's 7:20. We'll be back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.
NBC's new season is almost here. A time to reunite with old friends and make a few new ones.
Come along now, come along with me. Come along now, come along and you'll see what it's like to be free. Come along now, come along with me, and let's seize this day.
The new season begins Monday on Northwest News Channel 8.
So you claim to be Foster Farms chickens?
That's right. Oregon grown.
But Foster Farms chickens are corn-fed.
Yeah, so?
So? That's a piece of pepperoni pizza.
Foster Farms fresh chicken. Always natural, always fresh, always Oregon grown.
Power! I need more power!
Les Schwab batteries. They'll put the life back in your car.
Hey, Jared, you eat chicken a lot?
Yeah. Does it get boring?
No, it's always exciting at Subway. You should try the new spicy salsa chicken with jalapenos.
That's low fat?
Yeah. How about turkey? Try it with new tangy berry vinaigrette.
That's low fat too?
Uh-huh.
What about roast beef?
Ham.
Veggie delight?
Oh, let's just all go to Subway. Come on.
Subway's low-fat sandwiches just got tastier with great new sauces, like the spicy salsa chicken with jalapenos and corn and black bean salsa, and the turkey with berry vinaigrette.
Subway, eat fresh.
It's the big mattress sale at Sleep Country. Save on Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, and Pacific. Save on Beauty Rest, Posturepedic, and Back Supporter. Get free pillows and 6 months same as cash financing. It's the big mattress sale at Sleep Country.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
Coming up our next half hour, Italy comes up with its own version of American Idol. Folks, it doesn't have an awful lot to do with talent, but we'll show you what it's all about.
Now that's news. And it's showtime for Winona Ryder. We're going to tell you why a plea bargain deal fell through and a judge set a trial date for the actress. But first, these messages and your local news.
Two men in love with the same woman. You're all that matters to me. When one is missing in action.
Don't! They can't find Jack.
She will send the other.
He would give his life for you.
On a dangerous mission to save him.
I will find him.
The Four Feathers is a fabulous romantic epic filled with passion and grandeur. It's guaranteed to sweep you away. The Four Feathers.
Just come back to me safely.
Rated PG-13 starts tomorrow.
Oh, credit card bill. There's interest rates. Just get a Capital One no hassle card. Lowest fixed rates you can get. So who's getting rich off my credit card?
Someone living large off your interest payments? Get a Capital One no hassle card. It's got the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, no balance transfer fees, and no telemarketing.
What's in your wallet?
Wow. Worried about losing your wow? Ask your dermatologist or plastic surgeon about Botox Cosmetic, or call for the name of a doctor in your area. It's not magic. It's Botox Cosmetic.
I've had nothing but airline pretzels all day.
Well, relax. I'll make us some chicken and stars.
Condensed soup? Sweetie, now that you have your own place, you deserve to eat like a grown-up. There's a better tasting soup.
Progressive chicken noodle?
All white meat chicken and bigger pieces of vegetables. See the difference?
This is way better, Mom.
Imagine that.
Mom.
I'll quit while I'm ahead.
It's time to go to the better taste, the Progresso.
Left, first block. Then you take another right. The library is basically, you'll see the library.
Are you looking for the library?
Yeah.
I'm actually headed that way.
I'll take you there.
There you go.
It is beautiful.
And people go fishing there. Conservatory garden. This is a great restaurant.
That's the way it goes.
Really? Here we are?
Well, that was quick.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
That was nice.
So sweet.
Enjoy the walk?
You're a classic. Talbot's.
Whiskas knows how to get your cat's attention. New Whiskas Tender Bites, tiny morsels lightly coated in gravy. They're the smaller bites with a big taste. New Tender Bites from Whiskas.
Body pain? Back pain? Now relief is just a shuffle away. Introducing new Bare Extra Strength Back and Body. It soothes aching muscles and sore backs with the trusted strength of Bare aspirin to work effectively at the site of pain, plus a special pain relief enhancer. Nothing works better than Bare Back and Body. Not Advil, not Tylenol. Get moving again, pain-free. New Bare Back and Body.
Bill Bradbury, raising taxes on working women. What's he thinking? Doesn't he understand? Bradbury pushed for a new sales tax and voted 7 times to raise my gas taxes. He voted 11 times to raise my income taxes. Who has time for that? Gordon Smith, real tax relief for middle-class families, marriage tax relief, and $1,000 per child tax credit. Gordon Smith, tax relief and time to breathe. Bill Bradbury, higher taxes.
When you really think about it, we spend more time in our cars than we would imagine. For us at Town & Country, there is a story for every vehicle that you see coming and going. What's most important to us is your story. Thanks to you, Town & Country has grown into one of the fastest growing dealer groups in the greater Portland area. There's no hype. We're here to provide you with the best experience and value in buying a car, truck, or SUV. Wherever you're going, let us get you there. Town & Country. Drive home happy.
News Channel 8 can also be seen on these local translators. This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Russ Lewis. At 7:27, we have 53 degrees outside, and here's what's making news on this Thursday morning. This morning's Oregonian details Ward Weaver's criminal history. The paper obtained documents from down in California showing that Weaver served time there for several crimes nearly 20 years ago. In the documents, Weaver admits to blind rage when under the influence of alcohol and drugs. A murder trial is now underway for the man accused of killing a prominent West Hills banker. Investigators say that Calvin Davis killed Wayne Olson 2 years ago with the help from friends and a Portland prostitute. The Portland Teachers Union says it has received numerous complaints from different schools about the district's new custodians. They're disabled workers from the Portland Habilitation Center. The school district says it's confident that the company will work out any problems within the next 6 months. It's time now for a traffic check this morning. Here's Bill Diaz.
Russ, thank you very much. Inbound to 94, still pretty heavy. Some slowing from 82nd, most of the way down to I-5. In Vancouver, I-5 southbound traffic starts to bunch up right near 4th Plain down to Mill Plain. More slowing from Jansen Beach through Delta Park. Not so bad across the Interstate Bridge. Sunset Highway, inbound. Whoa, look at that sun glare on the Sylvan Hill. And we've got slow traffic in both directions now, moving past Highway 217. Live from the ODOT Traffic Command Center, I'm Bill Diaz. Now with the forecast here is Dave Selesky.
Bill, thanks very much. Sunglasses, not umbrellas needed today. And for the rest of the week, high pressure will dominate our weather pattern again today. There will be some morning low clouds, few fog patches around, but just like yesterday, they're going to burn off here the next couple of hours. Currently outside in Portland, we have fair skies, 53 degrees the temperature. Forecast today, plenty of sunshine after the fog burns off. Today's high, 78 degrees. Russ, back to you.
And that's all for now. We have more local news coming up for you in 25 minutes. Until then, I'm Russ Lewis. Have a good morning, everybody.
This ordinary microwave is cooking up something extraordinary.
perfectly steamed Japanese-style sticky rice.
From a microwave?
Ready in minutes for home-style sushi.
Wow.
Shaped and garnished just the way you like it. Or for any number of creative dishes.
Yum.
Ajinomoto Japanese-style sticky rice. And try our teriyaki chicken stir-fry rice. Nothing to add, just heat and enjoy. Pick one up and discover Japan's favorite food brand.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
For long, healthy lives, these party animals eat Science Diet. Its superior antioxidant formula has the highest levels of vitamin E plus C, selenium, and beta-carotene. It's developed to help keep them younger, longer. How do I know? I'm not just their friend, I'm also their vet. Good boy. Science Diet, superior nutrition for the lifelong health of your pet.
We're back at 7:30 on this Thursday morning, September the 19th, 2002, and you're listening to The Foundations. And that's for all of you aging baby boomers out there who maybe used to shack to this in college, and that's the traditional use of the word, not the Austin Powers version. Matt and I needed a little pick-me-up, so we made a special request.
This song has nothing to do with content of this next half hour, just to put us in a good mood. Look at him.
Cute. Anyway, a nice morning here in the Northeast. Fall officially begins on Monday morning. We've already requested Autumn in New York by Willie Nelson
Maybe
for that.
the summer wind for the last day of summer.
That's a good idea, too. All right, great. Casey Kasem,
All hits
right?
by request.
Yeah, anyway, inside Studio 1A, I'm Katie Couric along with Matt Lauer. And coming up in this half hour, he's told the tale of O.J. Simpson and explored the still unsolved murder of JonBenet Ramsey. Now author Lawrence Schiller is taking on a lesser-known but just as compelling crime drama. He'll be here in this half hour to tell us more about that. Matt?
Also coming up at Act 2 for Winona Ryder, plea bargain negotiations have apparently fallen apart in the actress's shoplifting case. Now, a trial date has been set. We'll have the latest on that. Plus, the reality craze as only the Italians can do it. It's not exactly American Idol. It's a talent show with not a lot of talent, but a good helping of sex appeal. We'll find out what's going on in Italy.
I think it depends on your definition of talent, actually.
That could be true. Yeah.
Anyway,
Down in the control room, they think that's talent.
I was going to say, how many times do we have to run that date?
Just a couple more.
No, not again. Anyway, lots to get to. But first, Al has another check of the weather.
Today's weather is brought to you by Sunbelt Chewy Chocolate Chip Granola Bars. The right choice for your family. They're America's #1 selling chewy granola bar.
And good morning, everybody. We got folks here from Waxhaw. Where's Waxhaw? What state?
Waxhaw, North Carolina.
All right, Waxhaw, Waxhaw. There it is. And you have 3 children all born on the same date?
Yes.
What is it? Melissa?
3
Nick,
years
and
apart.
Zach? That's great. Oh, where are they right now?
They're sleeping.
At home?
Yeah, I got to call them soon and wake them up.
Oh, that's good. Getting a little,
You're not alone.
Little mom and dad time. We like that. All right, let's check your weather. See what's happening, and we'll show you. We've got some morning storms stretching from Milwaukee all the way down into Texas, and there's quite a bit of rain in some of these storms. Take a look, show you how much we're looking at. Some areas picking up locally 2 to 3 inches of rain from Illinois all the way down into northern Louisiana. That's a lot of rain, and we've got Seattle dinner babes together. All right, very nice. They didn't bring any dinner. I don't know. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. That's a live picture. Our northwest sky came up on top of the Wells Fargo Center. You can see a few morning low clouds are forming up right now over downtown Portland. But just like yesterday, that morning fog bank will burn off here the next couple of hours. And basically, folks, summer continues across the Pacific Northwest. Show you why. High pressure is in place. The main storm track is right here and bypasses the Northwest. We stay high and dry. Forecast today, mostly sunny. After the areas of some morning fog, the high 78.
Back inside the bag.
All right, Al, thank you very much. There is more bad news for actress Winona Ryder. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office withdrew an offer for a plea bargain on Wednesday after negotiations with Ryder's attorneys fell apart. An October 7th trial date has now been set for the actress, who faces grand theft, second-degree burglary, and vandalism charges after allegedly being caught shoplifting on videotape last December. NBC's chief legal correspondent, Dan Abrams, has been following the case. Dan, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
What do we know? I mean, both sides are being kind of quiet about this plea bargain negotiation that was going on. What do we know about it?
Well, people close to the case are telling me there's one big issue, and that is she going to plead to a felony? Prosecutors are saying, we want you to plead guilty to a felony. Probably won't serve any jail time, but you got to plead guilty to a felony. The defense is saying, not going to happen. And that's the big sticking point here.
Well, then it doesn't seem like there's a lot of negotiations going on.
Well, there was. I mean, there was a lot of back and forth. But I think that if the prosecutors stick with a felony request, there's not going to be a deal.
But even if it's a misdemeanor, why would Winona Ryder enter into a negotiations when all along she has been saying she did absolutely nothing wrong and this is a misunderstanding?
Well, you know, look, because the evidence, and there is a security guard who says that Winona Ryder was seen cutting off security tags off various items of clothing. A judge has already ruled there's enough evidence to move forward with this case, and that's how you enter into it.
So we've got surveillance tapes, and we're watching those right now, that allegedly show Winona Ryder with items that she did not pay for. But let's go back to what you said about that security guard who says he saw her cutting off price tags. There's no tape of that.
That's right. Initially, the DA's office had said that there was videotape of that. There is no video of her cutting off the tags. There is video of her leaving the store. Now, her defense is, I bought a lot of items there that day. I spent nearly $4,000 there. I paid for my stuff. They put it into bags. I walked out with the bags. Next thing I know, I'm being stopped. Now, the defense is going to argue that it was a setup. In effect, that the security guard knew who she was, targeted her, decided to sort of make a name by busting Winona Ryder.
All right. Why would the prosecution go forward with this case? Okay, what we basically have there, although these are pricey items, we have a shoplifting case here.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, if we weren't talking about Winona Ryder, if we were talking about Jane Doe, would this case be proceeding to trial?
Prosecutor's answer is, of course. My answer to you is that I think the prosecutors are sending a message. Look, every shoplifting case can't be prosecuted. But what prosecutors very often do is they want to send a message. So when X, Y, or Z person is in a department store thinking about shoplifting, they'll say, oh, you know what? Geez, I remember that Winona Ryder case. I don't want to face those kind of charges either. Maybe it'll prevent them from doing it. These are certainly tougher charges than most people face for shoplifting.
Going back to the plea bargain talks, now that they have quote-unquote fallen apart, is that it? Are we definitely going to see a trial, or is there still time for some deal to be struck?
Still time, could happen, but the key with a felony is even if she's not serving time, think about all the effects it has if you plead guilty to a felony.
Vote.
Travel restrictions, voting, insurance issues, all sorts of problems. Even if her attorney thinks that this is a tough case, I don't think they're going to plead guilty to any sort of felony.
Dan Abrams. Dan, thanks very much.
Okay,
Appreciate it. 36 after the hour. Up next, a new true crime thriller, Cape May Courthouse. And still to come on today, reality TV Italian Style. That's right, they take this seriously. And later on, Oscar-winning actor Jeffrey Rush shares the spotlight with the Banger Sisters.
Harry Plummer.
But first,
Suzette's
these messages.
just wiping herself, drying herself off.
Why do moms always have to be the responsible adult? That's why I buy Sunbelt Chewy chocolate chip granola bars. They're made with quality ingredients like other granola bars, but they cost a lot less. Why wouldn't I buy them? I save money, and my kids love them. All my kids. Sunbelt Chewy chocolate chip granola bars. America's #1 selling chewy granola bar.
The first thing anyone will tell you when you're trying to design your own place is that you can start with just one thing.
You know, a sofa or a new coffee table.
You come in, and we have someone there to help you.
We'll take your budget and try and fit into that budget what you'd really like to do.
The design consultants at Ethan Allen.
We'll help turn the home of your dreams into a reality.
We do a lot more than people usually think.
The complimentary design service.
It's fun.
It's free.
It's easy.
We're home.
Hey, what should we do for dinner?
I'll whip up one of my favorite recipes.
Recipes? You don't have any recipes.
I have a whole box of them.
New family-style recipes from Stouffer's. Recipes your family loves. Served family style.
How about chicken cordon bleu pasta with white meat chicken, tender ham, and peas in a Parmesan Swiss cheese sauce?
Somebody's been watching too many cooking shows. New family-style recipes from Stouffer's. Recipes for a relaxing dinner.
You may have a future here.
Nothing comes closer to home.
Here's a little reminder for you from Flonase. Don't forget to use your Flonase nasal spray. You'll be glad you did. Remember, all you want is Flonase.
precision, skill, craftsmanship. Goodwrench. With GM certified technicians and advanced technology, no one knows your GM vehicle better than the pros at GM Goodwrench. It's good to know. It's Goodwrench.
Tomorrow, Goldie Hawn glitters. Susan Sarandon is delicious. In the comedy you've been waiting for all year.
I'm the same color as the Department of Motor Vehicles, and you look like a flower.
The Banger Sisters, rated R, starts tomorrow.
When your child has a high fever, you head straight for the children's Motrin. When you're hurting, don't you wish there was a mom's Motrin? There is. Motrin IB. It's got all the strength you need. Good thing. 'Cause you need all the strength you can get. Mom's Motrin. Motrin IB. For moms who don't fool around with pain.
Investigative author Lawrence Schiller is best known for his true crime books. With bestsellers about the O.J. Simpson and JonBenet Ramsey cases, he's proven he can capture the intricacies of the most dramatic, controversial, and complicated cases. His newest book, Cape May Courthouse, tells a story which may not be as well known, but is every bit as fascinating. Lawrence Schiller, Larry, good morning. Nice to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
You know, this story involves people who are not famous at all. Just sort of your average American couple, except for obviously what happens. How did their story initially pique your interest?
Well, to me, it was the first time in a product liability case that I ever saw a defendant, like Ford Motor Company in this case, accuse the plaintiff of murder. They said it wasn't an accident. In fact, the plaintiff may have used this accident to cover up a crime he committed.
And ironically, it was this man's greed that really has raised all sorts of questions about his culpability in this case. But let's backtrack because people don't know what in the world we're talking about.
Right.
This story involves Tracy and Eric Thomas. Tell me about them.
Well, they are a young couple with one child at the time in 1997, returning from Germany where he was in the service. He was a dentist in Cape May Courthouse.
That's a little island off the coast.
It's a little town in the southern part of New Jersey where the shark's fin is, they call it. And what happened is one night they were taking the baby to the hospital about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Their 18-month-old baby, right?
18 month, and it was a low-speed accident. Eric Thomas says they saw a deer in the road. And
that Tracy was driving.
Tracy was driving. He was in the
She was 6 months pregnant, P.S.
With the second child. He was in the passenger seat. And when the police arrived, maybe an hour after the accident, he was found unconscious. And she was dead. And the baby was wide awake in the back seat, unharmed. Well, what happened was that the coroner indicated in his finding that she died of suffocation.
From the airbag, right?
Caused by the airbag. That was one of the contributing elements. And 2 years later, Dr. Thomas himself filed a lawsuit against the Ford Motor Company saying that Tracy Thomas was killed by the airbag in this Ford Explorer.
But in the interim, though, there are a lot of things that raise suspicions among Tracy's family members.
Well, right from the very first moment that when he came to and he was in the hospital, he said, you know, with all my medical training, you know, I don't understand why I couldn't have saved her. I couldn't have saved her. But yet, he was found unconscious. Why would he have that guilt? Why would he feel that way if, in fact, the accident knocked him out and he remembered nothing, as he said? Also, he started taking trips immediately after the accident. He went to Aruba. He went to various places, leaving the child with the grandparents, of which they loved taking care of the child. But as time went on, these trips became suspicious.
And his behavior was strange before the accident. He would go outside and have long conversations on his cell phone.
Right, and Tracy told her parents, I don't understand why he's doing this.
She even said, if something ever happens to me, to her parents, please take Alex, their little girl, and raise her in Cape Cod, right?
Just 5 days before her death. And what was even more suspicious is when Ford Motor Company found out that Dr. Thomas had numerous phone calls with a third party in another city the day of the accident. They eventually found out, and this is the lie that derailed the case, is that he had an affair with another woman. He had increased her insurance just a month before the case, supposedly with her permission. But you have to understand, the witness, Tracy Thomas, is not around to tell us her side of the story.
And he basically was not forthcoming, you know, in many different instances. He also used the insurance money to pay for his wedding, which really galled Tracy's parents. He told Tracy's parents that they needed to remove all photos of her when the little girl came to visit, and not ever mention her.
This is the straw that broke the back of the parents, and why they went to the police and started really following every single detail of what he said. He said, when the child visits, you can't have photographs, you can't talk about Tracy. In essence, she doesn't exist on the planet.
So let's talk about the Ford Motor Company's involvement. So this individual, Eric Thomas, decides he wants to sue Ford for the airbag suffocation. The Ford investigators get involved. Some of the great forensic experts in this country, Michael Baden.
And Warner Spitz, who are normally adversaries in cases like the Simpson case on the other side of the fence. But here, they both came up independently with the same finding that she had been strangled. What is interesting is that Dr. Thomas's experts said that she had a spinal cord injury caused by the aggressive airbag, and that's what suffocated her. But the interesting thing is the coroner himself said there was no spinal cord injury. So the experts representing Dr. Thomas don't even have the support of the coroner.
So real quickly, Larry, what do you think happened? Do you think that he strangled her and then put her in the car and then got sort of, how did he do that?
Well,
if she was in the driver's seat, I don't understand how this happened.
Number one, he says that she slipped and fell at the house before they even got into the car, and that is open to a lot of interpretations. But Ford did do tests which showed that a person in the passenger seat could drive the car with their left foot, steer the car, and have a low-speed accident. Now, I wasn't there that night. I don't know if Dr. Thomas caused the death of his wife. I don't know if there was a deer that crossed the road, as he said. But the evidence is very, very clear that this is a case that could never go to trial. It could never even go into a criminal trial because there are so many experts on both sides of the fence.
So it'd be the battle of the experts.
And you'd have reasonable doubt.
But there is a civil case that's being waged
against
Tracy's
That's the irony
parents.
of it, that the grandparents are now suing Dr. Thomas for wrongful death, just like the Goldman sued O.J. Simpson. He was acquitted in a criminal trial, Simpson, convicted in a civil trial. And that's what is more than likely going to happen here.
Larry Schiller, the book is Cape May Courthouse. It really is a very interesting story, and I'm anxious to see what happens to Eric Thomas.
Thank you for your.
Thanks, Larry. If you'd like to read an excerpt from Cape May Courthouse, you can log on to our website at today.msnbc.com. It's 7:46. Up next, a look at reality TV Italian style. That's right after this.
Well, I wake up to a sky so blue with my girlfriend in the other room. Got the coffee on, pancakes done. I get sleeping outside in the sun.
American Leather offers you 70 different styles in 70 colors to choose from, custom made for you. American Leather, your style, your choice, your way.
Well, it's a pretty good day. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
On September 27th,
Come to Mama, sugar.
go home.
Can he swim?
Doesn't look like it. Sweet Home.
I'm really happy in New York. But this fits too.
Reese Witherspoon, Sweet Home Alabama, rated PG-13.
Can't sleep? Why take a PM with an extra medicine if you don't have a backache or a headache? Unisom Sleep Gels has the same amount of the same ingredient to help you fall asleep with no extra medicine. Unisom, it's all you need.
Well, before the new women's styles came out, we were told our role on this project would be largely ceremonial. The experts were going to handle this one. So the experts came in and pretty much took over. We're able to contribute in other ways. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That's too much. Oh, I spilled it. We certainly don't have to be front and center on this. No. We're all team players.
There's no iron fruit.
Yeah, there is.
Oh.
It's a small one, though.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
What are you having for dinner?
I'm having leftover of leftovers.
I'm having whatever I can eat in a trance in front of the refrigerator.
2 words, drive-through.
I'm sitting down to tender steak in a Dijon peppercorn and white wine sauce with roasted potatoes, red peppers, and crisp green beans. It's one of those new dinners from Lean Cuisine.
Do something good for yourself with new dinner time selections from Stouffer's Lean Cuisine. It's not just lean, it's cuisine.
I just want my cold sore to go away sooner.
Heal cold sores fast with Abreva, the only non-prescription cold sore medicine approved by the FDA to shorten healing time.
I like that.
Abreva shortens healing time like a prescription without a prescription.
Ask your doctor about Celebrex.
Escape from dry, heat-damaged hair when you discover heat-activated ThermaSilk conditioner. ThermaSilk's moisturizers work with your hair dryer to help lock in moisture for softer, silkier hair. ThermaSilk. Turn your hair into silk.
All right, what was the #1 reality hit of the summer?
American Idol.
Crazy in this country,
Nutty.
right? In Italy, the folks at Italian TV decided if it's good enough for the Americans, it's good enough for them, but they decided to do it with a twist. Here's NBC's Keith Miller.
Move over, American Idol, and say hello to reality television Italian style.
Buonasera!
Italy's latest craze, a televised contest to select young women to appear on other television shows. All the winner has to do is be sexy. There's a history here of using young women to enhance TV programming, from game shows to talk shows, and even shows making fun of shows.
I mean, in Italy, even the ladies who read the news are beautiful.
Critics call it crude and rude, junk TV.
I don't think it has to do with the problem of seeing nice girls. I think it has to do with the problem overall of a trashy and not realistic television.
But Italians seem to love it. Some 10,000 women between the ages of 19 and 24 applied to appear on the show, but only 430 made it on stage to dance, prance, and strut before the cameras. Among them, 24-year-old American Lisa Marie Moulton from Massachusetts. A professional dancer, Moulton didn't make it past the first round. She has no intention of giving it another go.
It's too provocative, it's too explicit. In Italy it works because the men are in love with the women. I mean, they're just in love with every woman is beautiful to them.
The show is certainly not about talent. Contestants sing off key. The dance routine often falls flat. The New York Times called it a show somewhere between chic and tongue-in-cheek. The TV show is not an institution here in Italy, at least not yet, but it has already made history. This past summer, the program was the most popular program on television ever. The broadcast attracted 1/4 of all television viewers in the nation. Unheard of numbers for a summer TV show. But even academics can get sidetracked by this show.
I would objective fact, my goodness. Okay, good legs, tough thighs, splendid bosom, etc. Eyes, the Italians go for clear eyes, you know, that's a weakness we have.
Antonio Ricci is the director. He says the program is a joke, a parody, just fun. These are some of the finalists, categorized by hair color, blondes and brunettes. The winner is rewarded with another TV appearance and a chance at fame, maybe even fortune. This national star search is just about complete. The debate about the program is just beginning. For today, Keith Miller, NBC News, Rome.
I'd like to know your flight schedule to Rome, please. Today would be fine. Thank you.
I think they should Chiron that sociologist, dirty old man.
La dolce vita!
What was up with him?
Nice
Anyway.
bosom. What was that?
We'll take a break. We're right back.
Over the years, I've learned that when something works, you stick with it. There you go. After bypass surgery a few years ago, I needed to lower my cholesterol. My doctor told me about Zocor. He said Zocor, along with a healthy diet and exercise, could really lower my cholesterol. Okay, let's do it again. Taking Zocor every day has kept my cholesterol where it should be and significantly reduces the risk of heart attack among people with high cholesterol and heart disease. That's something to feel good about.
Zocor is a prescription medication and is not for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience and about any medicines you are taking.
Good job! When diet and exercise aren't enough, ask your doctor about Zocor. Take care of yourself. It's your future. Be there.
My dad's gonna build us the coolest treehouse.
I don't have a clue what I'm doing here. Well, let's see what you got. Oh, wow, a treehouse.
He can build anything.
Never built anything before. Relax, I think you're in the right spot. He wants a trap door.
Balcony, rope swing.
I'm gonna suggest 16 penny.
You can do it.
You sure I can do this?
He's a genius.
Trust me. All right.
Dad?
Yeah?
Thanks.
Oh, yes, you're excited. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Beneful. You've never seen anything like it before. It has wholesome grains, real beef, even carrots and peas. So there's carbohydrates for energy and protein for those serious muscles. And you even get some vegetables.
So happy.
You love it so much you only think you're getting spoiled.
Yes, you do. But it's good for you, too.
Healthful, flavorful, Beneful. Beneful brand by Purina.
From visionary director David Fincher. Two-time Academy Award winner Jodie Foster.
Get out of my house!
In the #1 suspense thriller of the year.
We will find you.
Panic Room. Buy it now on DVD.
Ask your doctor about Celebrex.
Bill Bradbury. As Secretary of State, he initiated more than 100 state agency audits to find ways to cut waste and save taxpayers millions of dollars. Now he's running for the Senate to make the federal government and big corporations more accountable too, like keeping Congress from spending our Social Security money on tax breaks for the wealthiest few, and fighting for tough new laws that send executives who mislead employees about pensions to jail. Bill Bradbury. He'll restore accountability for us.
She was afraid to try it. No, it wasn't. Yeah. Okay, look, just because it doesn't have an application. Don't go there. I had to explain how you did. It's not. At least describe. Okay, once you get the idea, it's easy.
Only OB gives you a tampon with personal fit protection. This woman gynecologist designed them to expand by getting wider, so they fit you like no one else. You try OB, you love OB.
I'd never go back. So I was right. Say it. It's like riding a bicycle. No, it's not.
OB, know yourself.
News Channel 8 can also be seen on these local translators. This is a News Channel 8 update.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Russ Lewis. It's 7:57 now. We have 53 degrees outside downtown. And here's what's making news on this Thursday morning. The FBI says it has busted a West Coast prostitution ring, including a brothel at this Southeast Portland home. Attorneys say ringleaders promised Southeast Asian women work in the U.S. and then force them into prostitution to pay off their travel debts. That budget package passed yesterday by Oregon lawmakers is already affecting some Oregon employees, but in a good way. 4 of the state's fish and wildlife hatcheries, scheduled to close this month, will now stay open. The hatcheries are near Hebo, Port Orford, Otis, and Tillamook. Fish and wildlife employers say that if any part of the budget plan falls through, the hatcheries may be the first to close. It is time now for a traffic check. Let's look at that commute with Bill Diaz.
Russ, thank you very much. Most of the slowing on I-5 southbound has shifted to the Portland side from Jansen Beach through Delta Park. We still have some slowing on the Sunset Highway inbound as you head from Murray past Highway 217. Westbound slows from Barnes out past Cedar Hills Boulevard, so slow traffic on the Sunset Highway. I-5 northbound traffic also heavy, not so bad here at Terwilliger, but some slowing back near Capitol Highway. Live from the ODOT Traffic Command Center, I'm Bill Diaz. Now with the forecast, here is Dave Selesky.
Bill, thanks very much, folks. High and dry weather continues again today across the Pacific Northwest, and it looks like it's going to for the last days of summer. Now, currently outside in Portland, we do have fair skies. There are some fog patches downtown, but on the west side of the city and down south, we are seeing clear skies at this time. And our current temperature here in downtown, 53 degrees. Forecast looks like this. Plenty of sunshine after the morning clouds and fog burn off. Our daytime high is going to be 78 degrees. Now, Russ, back to you.
Dave, thanks very much. From the stock market this morning, the Dow down 128, NASDAQ down 14. I'm Russ Lewis. Have a good morning.
So, how are you going to keep fleas off your dog this year?
Only Advantage stops fleas from biting in less than 5 minutes and keeps working all month. It's the fastest relief you can buy. Get Advantage from your vet. Don't give fleas a biting chance.
So you claim to be Foster Farms chickens?
That's right, Oregon grown.
Yep. The Foster Farms chickens have no hormones or steroids added. And they're corn-fed. And that's a piece of pepperoni pizza.
You sure that's our X-ray?
Yeah, that's a beak.
Ah.
I think I'm gonna have to run some more tests.
Foster Farms Fresh Chicken, grown in Oregon. Now look for this fostering education symbol on Foster Farms Fresh Chicken and get easy cash for your school.
We are back at 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning. It's the 19th of September, 2002. Al promises a great day here in the Northeast.
Absolutely.
Bobcats there. Nice temperatures, low humidity.
Perfect day.
Good. We like that. We're going to get outside and enjoy it with these folks in a little while. We thank them for joining us for at least a portion of their morning here in the Big Apple. By the way, Fashion Week here in the Big Apple, major event twice a year. This is what things looked like on Wednesday as the fashion world kicked off what's called 7th on 6th in New York's Bryant Park. This is from the Michael Kors collection. And today's style editor, Judy Gordon, is taking all of this in. She'll bring us a behind-the-scenes scoop from Fashion Week next week.
That's her singing, isn't it?
It is. That's Right Said Fred. From when? Early 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
92,
so.
1992.
Beautiful clothes, by the way, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty
Wasn't that
stuff.
Giselle? Yeah.
I don't know.
But I never know how to pronounce her last
Bunchen.
name. Bunchen.
I don't know. Bunchen. Who knows?
Bun cake.
No, it's not bun cake, Al. No.
Meanwhile, inside Studio 1A, I'm Matt Lauer, along with Katie Kirk and Al Roker. And coming up in this half hour, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and author Anna Quindlen is here. She's going to talk about her latest novel. This one's called Blessings. It's a dark and haunting tale of long-buried secrets and what happens when they come to light. We'll talk to her about that.
And Hollywood heartthrob Heath Ledger is here as well. You might remember him from The Patriot and A Knight's Tale. Now he's co-starring with Kate Hudson in the new love story and war drama called The Four Feathers. Then a bit later on, Oscar-winning actor Jeffrey Rush talks about working with Kate's mom Goldie Hawn and Susan Sarandon in a new movie called The Banger Sisters.
And a little later on, how to protect your parents and loved ones from what's called elder abuse. And by the way, that's kind of a wide definition of a lot of different things that can happen to elderly people. We'll talk about that a little later in the program. But first, Ann Curry's here with the top news stories of the morning. Hi, Ann.
All right. Hi again, Matt and Katie and Al. Good morning once again, everybody. In the news this morning, terror in Israel. A suicide bomber blew up a bus in central Tel Aviv this morning. Details are still coming in, but Israeli police say at least 5 people were killed, and they estimate about 50 people were wounded. It happened outside one of Tel Aviv's major synagogues and is the second suicide bombing in Israel in 2 days. The White House is planning to send a draft resolution to Congress today asking for approval to take all necessary means to disarm Iraq, including force. Secretary of State Colin Powell and Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld are making the Bush administration's case today on Capitol Hill. Rumsfeld told a House panel on Wednesday that more National Guard and reserve members would be called up if the U.S. invades Iraq, but he said there is no chance of a draft. 6 Americans accused of being part of an al-Qaeda cell in upstate New York are due in court again today for a bail hearing. Prosecutors argue the men, all of Yemeni descent, are a flight risk and shouldn't be released. Earlier on today, a federal prosecutor said an email from one suspect apparently referred to an attack. Defense attorneys argue that the charges should be dismissed. A joint House-Senate committee hears more testimony today on what U.S. intelligence knew before 9/11. The lead congressional investigator disclosed a CIA document from 1998 warning that Arab terrorists were planning to fly a plane into the World Trade Center. She also said there were numerous reports in July saying that there was an impending terrorist attack.
The totality of the information in the body of reporting clearly reiterated a consistent and critically important theme. bin Laden's intent to launch terrorist attacks inside the United States.
But she also added that no one will ever know if the 9/11 attacks could have been prevented. A statue placed just around the corner from our studio here by Rockefeller Center officials has been removed amid a storm of controversy. It depicts a woman plunging to her death on 9/11. NBC's Pat Dawson reports.
It was a stark reminder of the day random, violent death became all too commonplace. For Sarah Hill, who witnessed the attacks firsthand, the sculpture was just too graphic.
I have worked so hard to get the images of people falling and jumping from that building out of my mind. It's been a living nightmare.
The sculpture by artist Eric Fischel, titled Tumbling Woman, depicts a woman falling to her death on 9/11. On exhibit at New York City's Rockefeller Center, the piece was clearly intended to be provocative, even disturbing, and appears to have succeeded.
So it's not reviewing at all?
After a critical newspaper column and growing controversy, the sculpture was sealed off from public view, its scheduled display cut short. Still, not everyone who saw the sculpture was offended. Some suggested that art should have a little bit of controversy, maybe even shock.
I don't think it was inappropriate. I mean, it certainly showed a very devastating event, but, you know, war is devastating.
It's a piece of art. It was one person's reaction to it, and we can make a choice whether we want to see it or not.
The artist issued a statement saying the sculpture was not intended to hurt anybody. It was a sincere expression of deepest sympathy for the vulnerability of the human condition. For some here, a brutally vivid expression that even a year after the attacks may have come a bit too soon. Pat Dawson, NBC News, New York.
It is now 8:05. Time to turn back to Katie, Matt. I mean, you'd think that in maybe 50 or 100 years, it would hurt less to see a sculpture like that than it does just a year after the event.
Yeah, I just think that the wounds are so raw. But it brings up the age-old debate. You know, what is art? Should it provoke? Should, you know,
and at last
it
report,
protect?
There was a big kind of curtain around it.
Right, we saw that.
We'll see what's happening. Anyway.
All right, Ann, thanks so much.
Let's go outside. Mr. Roker has a check of the weather. Al?
Hey, guys, how we're doing? Everybody out here having a good time? What's the O for?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. Well, equal time because we had somebody from Ohio University down there. Okay. Let's check your weather. And we'll see that you got basically a lot of wet weather from Texas all the way on up into the western Great Lakes. Sunshine out west, and here in the east, things look pretty good too. As you can see, severe storms, as we said, from Texas into the Mississippi Valley. Some wet weather moving into the Pacific Northwest later on today. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. Our Northwest Sky Cam out at Seaside on top of the Best Western is once again showing some morning low clouds and fog patches along the Oregon coast. And once again today, those morning low clouds and fog patches, both for the ocean beaches and also here locally in Portland and Vancouver, will burn off. High pressure is going to stay in place, and that high and dry air mass will keep the main storm track offshore. So today here in Portland, mostly sunny after some brief morning fog. Our high, 78 degrees.
That's your latest weather. Now back inside to Katie.
All right, Al, thanks so much. Up next, award-winning author and all-around great gal, Anna Quinlan, tells about her new novel. It's called Blessings. Did I get that right, Anna? But first, these messages.
I went to the doctor. He told me my cholesterol was high. To conquer things. I'm a conqueror. I'll tell you the same thing I told my 85-year-old aunt. Eat oatmeal for 30 days. If your cholesterol goes down, you'll be convinced. Mine went down 12 points. There's the proof. Quaker oatmeal will help lower your cholesterol. Now, if you want to eat more, that's on you. Are you convinced yet? That's what I need to do here. Just eat the oatmeal, says me. Well, we've already discussed this. Just eat the oatmeal.
Jimmy, I'd like it if the yard was raked before I get back.
Totino's pizza rolls are so easy. Kids can make them on their own.
I thought Mom said rake the yard.
That's what I'm doing. Here, take these outside. Big pizza flavor stuffed into a bite-sized roll. Yep. Cool.
Jimmy, how'd you do all that?
No sweat. Yep. Totino's. It's how kids help themselves. Now in 2 new flavors.
Come on.
Something's different. Wait, shouldn't you be out on the porch smoking?
I'm quitting.
You're my hero. Nicoderm CQ.
I'm not a superhero. I woke up and just put a patch on.
Where was I?
and it's still working.
It calms cravings 24 hours. You never know when one's gonna hit.
How do you feel now?
I'm not on the porch smoking.
And the steps?
I step down gradually until freedom.
You're not a superhero. You don't have to be. You've got Nicoderm CQ.
Then you take another right. The library is basically, you'll see the library.
Are you looking for the library?
Yeah.
I'm actually headed that way. I'll take you there.
There you go.
It's beautiful. And people go fishing there. It's the conservatory garden. This is a great restaurant.
That's the way it goes.
Really? Here we are?
Well, that was quick.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
That was nice.
So sweet.
Enjoy the walk?
You're a classic. Talbot's.
Uncle Ben's Natural Select Garlic and Butter. Let the experience begin with pure natural flavor like fragrant garlic and creamy butter. Mmm, Uncle Ben's Natural Select Rice.
The first thing anyone will tell you when you're trying to design your own place is that you can start with just one thing.
You know, a sofa or a new coffee table.
You come in, and we have someone there to help you.
We'll take your budget and try and fit into that budget what you'd really like to do.
The design consultants at Ethan Allen.
We'll help turn the home of your dreams into a reality.
We do a lot more than people usually think.
The complimentary design service.
It's fun.
It's free.
It's easy.
The Quilted Northern Quilters.
That's the new head quilter? They say no one knows more about luxury. Ladies, welcome to Project Ultra. Ultra? New Quilted Northern Ultra. Observe, on top, a layer of ultra-soft absorbent micro-quilts. For the ultimate clean? Correct. And beneath, another silky smooth layer of ultra-softness.
Ooh, the sheer luxury. New Quilted Northern Ultra for the ultimate quilted clean.
Quilters, this is our finest hour.
Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and author Anna Quindlen has done it again. The prolific writer is back with another novel called Blessings. It's about a sleeping baby found in a box and how long-held family secrets resurface to affect the future. Anna Quindlen, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning, Matt.
This is a story that you obviously felt strongly about. What was it about this that made you want to share it?
Well, it was that notion of redemption. I mean, this is a novel about getting a chance to do the right thing at the very last minute, because it's about an 80-year-old woman who, for a variety of reasons, has lived her life according to society's rules, but not in a way that's made her or anyone else really very happy. And she gets a last opportunity to really be a human being, to do the right thing. And that notion of redemption has always occupied me.
Blessings refers to a home.
Right.
And this woman's name, the main character you're talking about, is Lydia Blessing, and the home is Blessings. This baby is found in a box by the caretaker who works at this home. Fit that into the plot for me.
Well, he's a guy who's just signed on to work there and finds that he really, really loves the job. I think I say that he loves this old estate out in the country in a way that a man who's grown up in a house all next to other houses in a little town does, this sense of space. He doesn't want to lose his job, but for his own reasons, he decides that this baby's been dumped on him, and by God, he's going to keep her.
And he tries to keep it a secret, we should mention, and finally it comes to light, and Lydia and the caretaker decide to raise this child. Lydia is based on someone that you actually knew, not directly based on, but inspired by someone you knew.
Inspired to the extent that we had a very good friend who died last year, who was a much older woman and became friendly with our family. And I realized how much was in her. When I would talk to her, sometimes I would talk about the little girl she'd been, or the young woman she'd been, or the middle-aged woman. It was kind of like those Russian nesting dolls. And I realized that for a writer, that was a huge gift, to have a character that had all human experience contained in her life.
So in other words, if you write as a main character about a young woman, you have a limited field of reference. You write about an elderly woman, and you've got an awful lot in terms of what to make the fabric of her life.
You actually have all of life. You have every stage of life, and it's a huge gift for a writer.
The male character in this, Skip, the caretaker, is a good person. He's someone with good qualities, and that, I know, is somewhat calculated on your part in this particular book.
Well, I did have a feeling after 3 other novels that I'd been a little tough on men, particularly in Black and Blue, where where the main male character is an abuser. And I wanted to reflect at some level all the wonderful men I know, maybe because I'm now the mother of two wonderful men. And I also wanted to deal with a male protagonist because I've usually written from a woman's point of view. And that was really, really important and really a wonderful experience for me.
The book is really about some secrets that come up from the past. And one of the problems about dealing with a book that has secrets in it is I can't give them away. I don't want to ruin it for the reader.
Well, thank you, because other people would,
No,
Matt,
no, I don't want to do that. But it's nice because what happens is the feeling I get from this is here's this estate, and how many times have we all driven past or walked past the gates of an estate and thought, what goes on behind that gate? What goes on behind those hedges? Do they act like I do? Do they have the same experiences that I do?
Well, and of course, that's why the teenagers drop the baby there, because they have all those illusions about privilege that so many of us have. In part, this novel is about class and about the effect that money can have on your life. And the reason that baby winds up there is because they think money guarantees happiness.
Well, you talk about class. You've written a lot about blue-collar people in the past. This is a much more socially elevated group in this. But in the end, are those groups much more alike than dissimilar?
Well, in some ways they're very dissimilar, but I think what you see is that Mrs. Blessing, who thinks that she knows everything, or at least everything that you learn at finishing school, learns more from Skip, who barely has a high school education, than he does from her.
In the past, your works have gone to the big screen. I'm almost picturing, or I'm almost curious who you picture as being Lydia and Skip if this goes to be a movie.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Well, I mean, the woman that you always think of as playing the essential older woman is Jessica Tandy, and unfortunately, she is no longer with us. Someone said to me when we were looking for a 40-something person for One True Thing, most 40-year-old actresses in Hollywood are so busy playing 30 that you have no idea of how old they really are, and that might be true for this.
This one is called Blessings. Anna Quinlan, good to have you here.
Thanks, Matt.
Pleasure. 15 after the hour. If you'd like to read an excerpt from Blessings, you can log on to our website at today.msnbc.com. Up next, Hollywood heartthrob Heath Ledger is back. It's a love story with Kate Hudson. Not a bad job. We'll ask him about that right after this.
Healthy Choice introduces everything you love about a grilled meal without the grill. New Healthy Choice mixed grills. Tender chunks of grilled chicken with seared-in flavor, tangy barbecue dipping sauce, and crisp vegetables. A delicious way to eat healthy. Real food and plenty of it.
Just the way I like it. Grilled.
6 new mixed grills from Healthy Choice.
Tomorrow, Goldie Hawn and Susan Sarandon are electric. One of the most hilarious comedy duos since Lucy and Ethel.
We were groupies.
You slept with musicians.
And a few roadies. And a few roadies.
The Banger Sisters, rated R.
We're burning down the house!
Starts tomorrow.
Precision. Skill. Craftsmanship. Good wrench. With GM certified technicians and advanced technology, no one knows your GM vehicle better than the pros at GM Goodwrench. It's good to know it's Goodwrench.
For the scorching pain of heartburn from acid reflux, get the difference of Gaviscon. It quickly forms a soothing protective barrier that helps keep acid down for hours. Feel the soothing power of Gaviscon.
There's never been anything like this high-powered European-engineered machine. With 6 speeds, stainless interior, and energy efficiency that will take you farther on 15.8 gallons than on everyone else's 42.4. The Kenmore Elite HE3T washer. It simply outperforms every other American machine in its class. In fact, it takes doing laundry in a whole new direction.
Even with osteoarthritis, these arms still have a way with the ladies. These legs hardly miss a beat. And these hands. Oh, these hands haven't lost their touch. Celebrate their Celebrex. Just one Celebrex lasts 24 hours and provides powerful arthritis pain relief that is non-narcotic.
People with aspirin-sensitive asthma or allergic reactions due to aspirin or other arthritis medicines or certain drugs called sulfonamide should not take Celebrex. In rare cases, serious stomach problems such as bleeding can occur without warning. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems. Ask your doctor if prescription Celebrex is right for you. Celebrex, the #1 doctor-prescribed arthritis brand.
MSNBC Tonight, Donahue, a power struggle in the White House, a former Bush strategist on who really has the president's ear. Tonight at 8 on America's News Channel, MSNBC.
It seems some women can't resist a man in uniform. That seems to be a unifying theme in actor Heath Ledger's movie career. First, there was The Patriot, in which he donned the uniform of a colonial American soldier. Then A Knight's Tale, where he wore the armor of a medieval fighter. He made a smaller appearance as a suicidal prison guard in last year's Monster Ball. Now Ledger is back in period garb for the 19th century love and war epic, The Four Feathers. He plays a young British officer who must redeem his honor after being branded a coward.
I sent a man to warn you. And you had him tortured for his pains. What would it have cost to listen? I didn't know it was you. You should have taken precautions, Tom. I didn't know it was you. For God's sake, what are you doing here?
Heath Ledger, good morning. Nice to see
morning.
you, Heath. How are you?
Yeah, good, yeah.
A lot of people are saying, you know, this movie is quite relevant to the world today. You play a young soldier, Harry, who's sent off to war in Sudan to sort of expand the British Empire.
Right.
And there are a lot of issues about going to war and the reason for war. Did you feel that resonating as you did this movie at all?
Well, not really. I mean, in the end of the day, the politics of the movie were purely a backdrop for the story, you know. The adventure of the story is so epic and so large, but the actual story is so small, you know. It's a story of emotions and friendship and just human qualities, and it's just set in that backdrop. But it is ironic, the timing, but no, it wasn't on our minds whatsoever.
You play, as I mentioned, this soldier named Harry, who's engaged to Ethne, who's played by Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
It was great. Did you have fun working with Kate?
Yeah, I did. She's a sweetheart. It must have been a little tough for her at first because we spent 4 months shooting in the desert first, and we, you know, built a strong relationship and friendship as a group, and then she came on board in the last 3 months in London, and she was great. She brought a lot of new, fresh enthusiasm and energy to the script, and yeah, she's good fun. She's bubbly.
Yeah, she certainly is. How do you think she did on her accent? Pretty well, don't you think?
She did pretty good, yeah.
Meanwhile, Harry is branded a coward, as I mentioned, because he refuses to go into battle. I mean, everybody else is so excited and so jazzed to finally be sent off to war because they've been training for this for so long, and they can't wait to have the opportunity to put some of this training to work. But he decides, you know, I'm just not going to do it. And while he's considered a coward by his comrades, you really consider him a young man of considerable courage, don't you?
Well, I do. I think that was where he was being courageous, is making that cowardly decision. Society deemed him a coward, and his friends deemed him a coward. But I think it takes a lot of courage to stand up and act upon your instinct and that little voice inside your head. I mean, everything inside of him was telling him not to go to war. And so had he have gone to war, I believe he would have been a coward. Yeah.
And yet he regrets his decision because of the pressure and the reaction. The fact that he sent 4 feathers, 3 from his friends, 1, which I think probably was the most painful, from Ethne.
Right.
And he decides to go to Sudan to defend his honor. Some of the scenes, as we saw just a moment ago, looked so difficult. You all shot this in Morocco.
Yeah.
And I know you've said this didn't really require much acting because the conditions were so miserable. How tough was it to shoot some of these scenes?
It was pretty tough. I mean, look, it's a grueling, the desert is so grueling out there. It's a grueling environment, but in the end of the day, it's, you know, it was a grueling tale. It was a grueling journey for my character. So, It made my job easier, if anything, yeah.
And not only is it a love story about Harry and Ethne, but it really is a story of friendship, as you mentioned, and human emotions between your character and the man who plays, I guess, Abu Fatma, who he's so wonderful, isn't he?
Beautiful, isn't he? Yeah.
It's Jaimun Ansu.
Jaimun Ansu.
And he was, of course, in Amistad and The Gladiator. Let's take a look at a clip that features the two of you.
Okay. Why are you protecting me?
God put you in my way. I have no choice.
God. An Englishman and a Christian. We must have done something terrible to offend him.
The relationship between these two is really a beautiful part of the movie because they really don't trust or like each other, particularly at the beginning, and then they grow to really love and respect one another.
Yeah, he really became, well, he was the soul of the movie, and he was certainly the soul of my character's journey. But as a person, and of course as an actor, he is brilliant, Jaimun. He has an extremely, you know, rich heart, and his soul is just so beautiful and open, and he gave me so much. But as a friend also, he's just the loveliest guy.
He's going to be here tomorrow talking about the movie, so I'm really looking forward to meeting him. Meanwhile, you got to chat with fellow Aussie Jeffrey Rush when you just finished working with him, too. So it's like all Aussies all the time. Heath Ledger, great to see you, Heath. Four Feathers opens tomorrow, and we'll be back right after this.
Baby, you're gorgeous.
Overcoming Infertility, a special series next week on Today on NBC.
Bill Bradbury, raising taxes on working women. What's he thinking? Doesn't he understand? Bradbury pushed for a new sales tax and voted 7 times to raise my gas taxes. He voted 11 times to raise my income taxes. Who has time for that? Gordon Smith, real tax relief for middle-class families, marriage tax relief, and $1,000 per child tax credit. Gordon Smith, tax relief and time to breathe. Bill Bradbury, higher taxes.
Now you see them, soon you won't. During Volvo's 75th anniversary model year sell down. Get a special lease on the Volvo S60 or factory to retailer clearance incentives on other 2002s. The 2002 Volvos, now disappearing at a retailer near you.
Town and Country, drive home happy.
This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. It's 8:26, currently 54 degrees here in the Rose City. I'm Brenda Braxton along with Debbie Duran. Here's what's happening. A judge sentenced a Beaverton man to 2.5 years in prison on federal weapons charges. Ali Stati apologized in court. He was arrested last year by the Terrorism Task Force, but the judge said she sees no evidence he's linked to any terrorist group. The Portland Teachers Union says it's received numerous complaints from different schools about the district's new custodians. They're disabled workers from the Portland Habilitation Center. The school district says it feels confident the company will work things out within 6 months. Also, the U.S. Forest Service is drawing up its own plan to thin forests. President Bush announced the initiative last month in southern Oregon. The Forest Service measure could include salvage logging of burned trees and rehabilitation of charred forests. Here's Bill Diaz now with a look at our Thursday morning drive. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Brenda. Thank you very much. I just checked I-5 northbound. There is some late slowing through the Terwilliger curves as you head into downtown Portland. I-5 southbound traffic has improved greatly as you head out of Vancouver. A little sluggish still through Delta Park. We do have some slowing left on the Sunset Highway inbound as you approach Highway 217 up to the top of the hill. Some more slowing from the Zoo through the Vista Ridge Tunnel. Live from the ODOT Traffic Command Center, I'm Bill Diaz. Now with the forecast here is Dave Selesky.
Bill, thanks. We still have areas of some morning low clouds and fog, mainly here in the downtown core area. Outlying areas seeing plenty of sunshine, and high pressure holds across the Pacific Northwest, and that means more blue sky, sunshine, and temperatures above normal for this time of the year. Now, currently outside here in Portland, take a look. You can see the morning low clouds out there. It's 54 degrees at this time. The wind is out of the northwest, about 2 to 3 miles an hour. Again, high pressure is in place, and that means we'll see beautiful fair skies and sunshine. And this weather pattern, it's not breaking down anytime soon, so Fair skies all the way into the weekend. Today for Thursday, sunshine after the morning fog burns off. Our high, 78 degrees. Debbie, Brenda, back to you.
Thanks, Dave. We'll be back with another news update in just about 25 minutes. That's at 8:56 right here on News Channel 8. Have a good morning.
It's the big mattress sale at Sleep Country. Save on Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, and Pacific. Save on Beauty Rest, Posturepedic, and Back Supporter. Get free pillows and 6 months same as cash financing. It's the big mattress sale at Sleep Country.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
So sexy, it'll make you want to cheat on your sofa. The Camilla Shades from Lazy Boy. The new look of comfort.
Sometimes the little things make all the difference. This isn't one of those times. The factory authorized truckload sale at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Hurry before it comes to a halt.
Why should you come to Dick's Stadium Super Sale?
How about hundreds of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs?
Or get $10,000 off MSRP on select models of new Dodge and Fords.
And used cars starting at $99.
Vendors on-site offering 0% financing and instant credit approval.
We had to rent the entire stadium.
Hey, it's this weekend.
That's Dick's Stadium Super Sale.
Off Highway 26 and Cornelius Pass Road in Hillsboro.
Tonight, Jay's all new with Goldie Hawn, Carson Daly, Penn and Teller, and Howie Mandel's Hidden Howie Cam. Then on Conan, Tom Hanks, and Conan's hosting the Emmys Sunday on NBC.
What's it gonna be, she said.
It's 8:30 on a Thursday morning, September 19th, and as usual, we have a nice crowd in the plaza on a really nice, temperate Thursday morning, 66 degrees. And really a beautiful week in Manhattan. The folks who are visiting New York City this week, oh, thank you, are really lucking out weather-wise.
Oh, thank you what? What did she say?
She said she liked my shoes.
Oh, that's nice.
And the rap on Nelly, meanwhile, is still good. That's his video from the song Dilemma, Billboard's #1 single of the week. For the 7th week in a row, Nelly getting some help from Kelly Rowland of Destiny's Child. But watch out, American Idol's Kelly Clarkson's will be coming out with her single next week, and some musical aficionados say it could shoot to #1 in no time flat.
I was watching a report that said I think they're printing something like 400,000 CDs initially because they think there's going to be a big rush to buy that.
And this is her moment song, right?
Yeah.
This is the moment. So, what's it called?
I don't know, but I think it's
a
something
moment like
that.
this.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah. All we know is it's American Idol.
Anyway, coming
and it's
up.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. Anyway, coming up in this half hour, Jeffrey Rush won an Academy Award for his performance as the pianist in the movie Shine. His latest role is opposite Goldie Hawn and Susan Sarandon in a movie called The Banger Sisters, and he's very, very funny in this movie and extremely nice too. So he'll be talking with us about that in this half hour. It's kind of an Aussie,
No,
oi
morning. That's right. We're also going to talk about a serious subject, elder abuse. A lot of people have different ideas as to what it actually is. We'll define it for you. And then perhaps most importantly, we'll tell you what to look for if someone you know or love may be suffering from elder abuse.
Those stories are always so upsetting, aren't
Right.
they? People taking advantage of older people that way.
Right.
It's really terrible. Anyway, before we get to those stories, Mr. Roker has the check of the weather. He's down on the plaza with a guest.
Yes, I am. Melissa Ielpi lost a brother who was a firefighter in the 9/11 attacks at the World Trade Center. Your father's a retired firefighter. You've got another brother who's a probationary firefighter. And your whole family's getting together, and you've got a great event coming up Friday at Madison Square Garden. Tell us about it.
It's called Stars, Stripes, and Skates. Tomorrow night, like you said, at Madison Square Garden. It's a charity event that we're raising money to put into a scholarship fund that's going to be given to children who have been affected by crime or terrorism since September 11th, but not related to the September 11th
And who are
attacks.
some of the skaters you've got?
We have Nancy Kerrigan, Sasha Cohen, Timothy Gable, Victor Petrenko, and many more other national, world champion Olympic skaters.
It's this Friday at what time?
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
And how do people get tickets?
You can get tickets through Ticketmaster.com or StarStripesandSkates.org.
All right, Melissa Ielpi, nice effort. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Hi, everybody, and look at that picture. Very nice shot this morning outside the Embarcadero in Newport. You can see fair skies there along the Oregon coast around Newport. We do see some fog patches scattered around the ocean beaches and also here locally in the valley in the Portland, Vancouver area. Morning fog will burn off Nice day in store across the entire Pacific Northwest as high pressure holds. So our forecast here locally in Portland, mostly sunny. Some areas with some morning low clouds and a few fog patches. Our high today reaching 78 degrees.
That's your latest weather. Now let's head on down I-95 and say hello to Mr. Willard Scott. How are you, sir?
Hey, I got your room ready at the Marriott. Come on down. You're still the best.
Let's go to Big Boy.
Big Boy. Oh, hey, that's right. Show me the way to go home. Take a look at this fella right here. You want to see a good-looking dude? This is Dr. Ray Christ, the oldest worker in America. At 102, he still works as a science professor at Masai College in Grantham, Pennsylvania. Experience Works is the name of the nonprofit organization that seeks out older people who work, and they help train them to get more jobs. Probably his third career. Happy birthday. What a prince. That's wonderful. That's inspiring. Happy birthday from Smuckers, our friends. Beautiful name. I've never heard this. Wealthy, Albright, Wealthy, Hartley, Iowa. 106 years old, has a positive outlook, and she is loved by all. Here's Hazel Oates of Florence, Oregon. Still in good health, likes to quilt, watch baseball. She says one day at a time. That's her philosophy. Mamie Walter of Baldwin, Maryland, loves bingo and still gets a twinkle in her eye when she's up to mischief. I like that. And Nina Haney of Marietta, Georgia, is known as Sister, raised her siblings, lived in a farmhouse she was born in for 85 years, even got married in that same house. Happy birthday, Nina. Eva Bandel of Brooklyn, New York, likes being around her family and friends, and she's 100. We wish her a beautiful birthday. Morris Starr, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 100 years old. He was a judge to the Philadelphia Municipal Court for years. Attributes his longevity to not taking life too seriously and always trying to do the right thing, just like our producer, Jonathan. That's it. That's all. Now back to Katie in New York.
All right, Willard, thank you so much. Up next, how to avoid elder abuse. But first, this is Today on NBC.
When Oregonians voted to limit state spending, Bill Bradbury said no. He voted to overturn our spending limit. In fact, Bill Bradbury voted to more than double the size of state government. And to pay for it all, Bradbury voted 57 times for higher taxes, higher income taxes, taxes on Social Security contributions, even a new state sales tax. Bill Bradbury believes in bigger government and higher taxes. Do you?
Honey,
Yeah,
do these pants make my hips look big?
it's not the pants.
What?
Poor sleep quality reduces your decision-making skills. Fortunately, you can sleep free for 6 months with Mattress Gallery's free sleep event. With 6 months free financing, plus choose a free gift of bed frame, sheets, mattress pad, and more with selected Sealy and Simmons mattresses over $399.
The Mattress Gallery.
We take your sleep seriously.
Wow. Wow is right, because with Dish Network, you'll get a free 2-receiver system and free standard professional installation. Wow. Buy a 2-receiver system for $199 and get 12 monthly equipment credits of $17, which makes it free. Visit Sears or a participating retailer today or call 1-800-333-DISH.
Forever Young is brought to you by Celebrex. Talk to your doctor about Celebrex.
And this morning on our continuing series, Forever Young, A Guide to Life After 50, we're talking about elder abuse. Some say more than 2 million older Americans each year are the victim of physical, psychological, or other forms of abuse or neglect. Yet these statistics may not tell the entire story because for every reported case of abuse, experts say there may be as many as 5 other cases that go unreported. Here with advice on how to protect yourself and your family is consumer lawyer Alan Kopit. Alan, good to have you here.
Great to be here, man.
This is a broad term.
elder abuse. Specifically, what are we talking about
We're talking about a lot of different things. First of all, we're talking about physical abuse, the use of force which causes injury or pain to the older person. The caregiver may use that physical force in order to direct the older person to do something, but it could very well be abusive behavior. But we're also talking about emotional or psychological abuse. That could take the form of threats, humiliation, or any verbal conduct to try to get someone to do something. That could be very serious.
And even financial abuse.
Oh, yeah, financial exploitation is very serious, where the caregiver actually is using the finances of the person, the older person, to, for reasons, for personal reasons. It could be very, very problematic.
You're talking about caregivers, and so people might be drawing the conclusion these are nurses hired to come into the house. That's not necessarily what we're talking about.
We're not necessarily talking about that situation or institutions like nursing homes. More than 2/3 of the people who give care to older adults are family members, are adult children or spouses, and more than 2/3 of them are the abusers. So it really is it's a problem that you don't really think about in the terms of a family member abusing their loved one.
I mentioned in the introduction that so many cases go unreported, so that leads us to the conclusion that we've got to start to be better at looking for signs of abuse in our loved ones. What would some of those signs be?
Well, there's different kinds of signs. Because there's so many different forms of abuse, you have physical signs. You have things like bruises, cuts, burns on the body. You might have behavioral signs, and that runs the spectrum. You might have someone who suddenly turns violent or hostile on the one side, or yet may withdraw and become silent on the other side. You'll have financial signs, unexplained financial problems, where people were perfectly comfortable, and then all of a sudden they can't pay their bills. They can't do the things that they always did before. You might have psychological signs. You might have depression, fear, anxiety.
You've got some tips for people how they can avoid becoming a victim of elder abuse. The first you say is stay sociable.
Right, stay sociable. Keep your circle of friends. Contact them. Find older friends that may have moved out of town. Use the email, use mail, use the telephone. Keep that good, and get a good buddy. Find someone who you really can confide in.
So this happens most often in isolation cases as opposed to people who mingle in society.
Exactly.
And so you also say stay active.
Exactly. There are volunteer groups where older people can get involved in. Your community groups, your religious groups, get involved in your church, your temple, wherever. But stay active in the community. That keeps your mind alert. Keep up your personal appearance as well. It forces you to dress nicely, go to the doctor, go to the dentist, do the things you have to do to stay active.
You say stay organized, and I'm assuming this lends itself to the financial abuse.
It does. It lends itself to that, but also you want to keep your house organized. Know where your possessions are. Know where your cash, your jewelry is, things like that. But also keep your affairs in order. Have your Social Security check directly deposited, your pension check directly deposited.
Reduce the chances for someone to intervene and abuse you.
Exactly.
And also stay informed.
Stay informed. Perhaps you should go to a lawyer while you do have all your faculties. Find out if you should get a power of attorney for health care, for your financial affairs. Stay informed of your legal rights.
These are a couple of things you should do. What shouldn't you do? What are things you should definitely avoid?
You should try to avoid living with someone, for example, who's an alcoholic or has a drug problem, because that can lead to other problems which can cause abuse. Don't leave cash, jewelry, things laying around the house in the open where it's easy for someone to take it. And don't ever sign a document unless you know what it says. Go to a lawyer, a trusted lawyer, or that good buddy we talked about earlier, and say, this just doesn't look right to me, or I really don't understand it. What should I do? Don't sign anything unless you know what you're doing.
And quickly, if you will, if you suspect someone you love is being abused, an elderly person, even if that person denies it, what should you do?
Well, they'll often deny it, particularly in self-neglect situations where they're not keeping up their own behavior. But you should contact Adult Protective Service agencies. There are many of them. Most state attorney general's office have a hotline you can call, and they can direct you to government units on aging and the like. And you might want to check with law enforcement, the law enforcement community who can help in this situation.
There are strict laws in the books in most states about this.
Yes.
Alan Kopit. Alan, thanks very much.
Great to be here, man.
It's 42 after the hour. To get more information on elder abuse, just log on to our website at today.msnbc.com. Up next, Oscar winner Jeffrey Rush takes on the Banger Sisters. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Planned Parenthood is a retail establishment of death. A retail establishment of death. That's what Kevin Mannix said. Abortion should be illegal. Kevin Mannix said that, too. Kevin Mannix is against a woman's right to choose, and on the issue of choice, called his own views extreme. When even Kevin Mannix says he's an extremist, shouldn't we take his word for it? Kevin Mannix, too extreme for Oregon.
The holidays are special times of family feasts and joyful get-togethers. And what better place to gather round than a new dining room table? During the fall sale at Paul Schatz Furniture, you'll find dozens of gorgeous dining room sets at their lowest prices of the year. Plus, when you buy any set of dining room chairs at their sale price, you'll receive your dining room table for 50% off. Enjoy your dining room set this holiday season by shopping our fall sale today at Paul Schatz Furniture, your home.
Introducing Suzuki's 00 and 7 event, featuring America's #1 value plan. It's America's #1 finance offer and America's #1 warranty. 0% APR financing for 5 full years with 0 down payment on all new Suzuki models. And now, all new Suzukis come with a 100,000-mile 7-year powertrain limited warranty, like the XL7 with available third-row seating, and the 145-horsepower Aereo, now available with the confidence of all-wheel drive. The smart choice is America's #1 value plan, so move fast to your local Suzuki dealer today.
Presenting a fresh approach to shopping with fresh ways to save. This week at Albertsons, save on a 1-pound package of strawberries, 2 for $3. Bone-in beef New York or ribeye steaks, $3.99 a pound. And Kellogg's cereal, assorted varieties, 6 for $10. Looking for thousands of bonus buys? Albertsons, it's your store.
Academy Award winner Jeffrey Rush teams up with Goldie Hawn and Susan Sarandon in The Banger Sisters, a story about 2 ex-groupies. One of them is living in the past, the other trying to hide from it. And when the neurotic Harry, played by Rush, hitches a ride with the free-spirited Suzette, his meticulous, regimented life gets turned upside down.
You're chaotic, your car is untidy, and you smoke, and you went around and had random sex with people. Is that accurate to say?
I also don't wear underwear, Mr. Looney Tunes. Now get out of my untidy car.
Alrighty then, Jeffrey Rush, good morning.
Hi, Katie.
How are you? Nice to see
well,
you.
thank you.
So you must have had a great time doing this movie with Goldie and Susan.
Endless party. I unfortunately didn't get to work with Susan. We overlapped by a couple of scenes. But Goldie was so generous to me, and just, I knew it was their film. I mean, it's their story, and I got to be the guy up the back who could just sneak in bits of business while they were foregrounded.
You know, but I do think...
And Goldie kept going, do more, do more.
Really? Because you do play a key role in sort of the chemistry of the movie, don't you think? Even though it is about 2 women and their past and
Bob
present.
Dolman, who wrote it, he's notorious as a writer because he worked on Second City Television, and he can write great dialogue. That was one of the real attractions for me, that the script was like Billy Wilder type zingers, do you know what I mean? And he said, I was writing this story about Goldie's character heading off to Phoenix to meet up with her long-lost friend of 30 years past. And he said, this guy just popped out of a Greyhound bus, came into her life, and he said, my fingers were moving in front of me and I had no idea where it was going.
Isn't
and
that
so he ran
wild
with it.
that people have the imaginations to come up with characters and dialogue
Well, I
and
think with
situations?
Bob it might be slightly
drug-induced?
No, slightly semi-autobiographical. I never went
really?
there with that.
Oh, you didn't? Well, tell me a little bit more about Harry/Bob.
Well, you know, like the Marquis de Sade, I'm playing another writer. I don't get to, like Heath Ledger, I'm watching the clips before, and you know, I'm going, that's a stunt double, and it's no, he's galloping and jumping onto a moving horse.
I know, and you're quite envious, right?
I can't do that. I play writers, except unlike the Marquis de Sade.
Some sick writers.
Yeah, this one I'm celibate. You know,
Yeah.
haven't done it for 10 years. I always get those kind of parts. He's a failed Hollywood writer, and he's going back to Phoenix to address a problem that he has even as a 50-year-old with his father. And that's where Bob, I think, has been quite clever with the picture. He talks about people being... Yeah, that being a 50-year-old or being an adolescent, because, you know, Susan's character has 2 teenage daughters. You are on some kind of hormonal, emotional roller coaster in those 2 age groups.
Oh, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's a comedy, you know. So there's some quite nice, it's serious comedy or funny drama. I can't kind of pick the genre.
And I know that Harry is very, as I mentioned, meticulous, sort of has a very structured life. You see him with his little neck
Anally
pillow.
retentive, I think, is the term.
Yeah, something like that. Let's take another look at another clip from the Banger Sisters and see you in action.
Thank you.
Please get out of my room.
Looky here.
Listen, Suzette, I have a very carefully delineated lifestyle. This is the 3rd room I've been in since I got here. The first one was too close to the elevator. The second one was facing the neighborhood where I grew up. If I don't do things in a regimented way, especially when I travel, I develop physical problems. I get terribly constipated, for instance.
Now, so you didn't really see an example of
What can she
physical
say
comedy
back to
there.
that?
I know, that really is. That's sort of a showstopper, isn't it, so to speak, or a scene stopper. But you are very physically funny in this movie, and Goldie told me that you reminded her of Peter Sellers, who she worked with.
She mentioned that to me
a while
one
ago,
day,
which is
and I
such
was
a compliment.
like humbled and stunned, coming from her, and I know that they'd worked together on There's a Girl in My Soup and stuff. But it was me goofing off up the back.
Yeah.
You know, she gave me such license and said, look, while I'm being serious down the front about my life and being 50 and confronting my past and whatever, she said, do funny stuff with the ironing board. So you know.
She encouraged you then, really, to do whatever you wanted to do. Well, Jeffrey Rush, it's great to see you. I know you just finished a movie with Heath Ledger called Ned Kelly. So
Yeah, we
you've been
shot
busy.
that, and Frida is coming out soon.
Oh, I'm dying to see that. I heard
Which
it's
is,
fabulous.
I play Leon Trotsky, who gets an ice pick in his head. That's not so funny.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah,
So
sorry about that.
I'm looking for contrast.
Yeah, obviously. Jeffrey, good to see you again. Thanks for coming
Katie.
by. The Banger Sisters, incidentally, opens tomorrow. Next up, one coach's unusual and winning style on the gridiron. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Bill Bradbury. As Secretary of State, he initiated more than 100 state agency audits to find ways to cut waste and save taxpayers millions of dollars. Now he's running for the Senate to make the federal government and big corporations more accountable too, like keeping Congress from spending our Social Security money on tax breaks for the wealthiest few, and fighting for tough new laws that send executives who mislead employees about pensions to jail. Bill Bradbury. He'll restore accountability for us.
I'm the girl who likes to keep her eyes open.
I'm the guy who likes to keep the blinds open.
I am so over politics.
I am so over-caffeinated.
My body, my choice.
I always say what's on my mind.
I always mind what I say. Well, sometimes.
Kenneth Cole, New York. New fragrances for men and women. Your introductory set exclusively at Meyer & Frank.
Leather. It wraps you in comfort. Fortunately, there's a store that does the same. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, where we believe to be truly comfortable with your leather furniture, you need to be comfortable with where you buy it.
Every once in a while on Leonard's Look, our Mike Leonard gives us a peek at some area of Americana. This morning, he turns his camera on a 75-year-old football coach at a small college who believes in winning the right way.
Hidden away in a quiet stretch of central Minnesota, on a small college campus far off the beaten path, an inspiring story continues to unfold. A story 50 years in the making.
50 years, wow.
It's a sports story of a very different kind, filled with enthusiasm, intelligence, hope, humor, glory, heart, and music. Yes, as stories go, this one, about 75-year-old John Gallardi, head football coach at St. John's University in Collegeville, Minnesota, has all the bells and...
Let's go, here we go.
Well, oddly enough, none of the whistles.
Stay with him.
In John Gallardi's very unique football world, there are no whistles. No yelling and screaming either. No blocking sleds or tackling dummies in practice. Heck, no tackling, period.
I think there's a lot of rituals out there that have no correlation whatsoever to football. So we just don't do them.
What they do is simply teach the players to use their heads.
Who got this guy?
Then practice getting into the right position over and over and over again.
He says all football is, all life is ordinary people doing ordinary things extraordinary well.
And in college football, no active coach has done as well or won as many games as John Gallardi, now in his 50th year as head coach of this small Division III school in the woods where there are no athletic scholarships.
I like it, nice and peaceful and quiet, nobody paying much attention to us.
despite the fact that this father of four, who does not allow trash talking or showing up the opponent, has won 3 national championships with every player graduating.
They never lose sight of what they're here for.
He's a very classy guy.
Who doesn't believe in athletic dorms or special pregame meals. As for heaping on the life lessons, however...
Oh man, I wouldn't know where to start.
So, to find out more about John Gallardi's abnormal coaching methods, the normal approach for a reporter would be to interview the 3 or 4 senior captains that most teams normally have.
But here at St. John's, every senior on the team is a captain. More than 25 of them, even if they hardly ever play.
Well, you're still the captain.
I'm still a captain.
Well, I hate to say this, but it helps on their resume.
Because John doesn't cut anybody, there are 161 players on this year's squad. And on this day, John worked hard to make sure that most of them got into the game. A game St. John's won 56-0. Afterwards, in yet another John Gallardi tradition, everybody was invited out onto the field, while he quietly slipped away, leaving the players, their families, and their friends to celebrate all that is right with sports.
You just don't get that at other colleges, I don't think.
For today, Mike Leonard, NBC News, Collegeville, Minnesota.
It's a nice approach.
I was going to say, we need more profiles of folks like John Gallardi. That's nice.
By the way, I think we should all be captains.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. I think it's a great idea. And of course, people reading the resume, they don't realize that everybody's a captain.
We're all captains.
Anyway, still to come this morning, style maven Stephen Kojikaro.
And Madonna's costumes go on the auction block after your local news.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, millions of women's lives are at stake. Breast cancer must be detected early, and mammography isn't doing enough.
These cancers aren't being detected.
But that could be about to change. A new way for doctors to find out what the mammogram misses. New thinking, new technology you should know about. NBC Nightly News tonight.
The tension will be unbearable. Who will take home the Emmy Awards? The 54th Annual Emmy Awards, Sunday, 7/6 Central.
All the advanced medical technology in the world would be nowhere without this highly sensitive instrument. At Kaiser Permanente, when we say your doctor will see you now, we mean it. Not just what's wrong with you, but what's really bothering you.
Are we gonna be able to go to Maui?
Maui? Call Vera. Tell her the vacation's on.
At Kaiser Permanente, you get to choose a doctor like Keith Novak, who's good at reading scans and faces, too.
From the Four Feathers, actor Heath Ledger, next live.
This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. It's 8:56. Our current temperature here in the Rose City, 55 degrees this morning. I'm Brenda Braxton along with Debbie Duran. Here's what's happening. New information in this morning's Oregonian shows Ward Weaver has a history of violence against young girls and women. The paper obtained documents from California showing Weaver served time 20 years ago for hitting a teenage girl in the head with a concrete block. He also attacked her sister, tried to strangle another woman, and used a stolen credit card before he was arrested. The FBI says it busted a West Coast prostitution ring, including a brothel at this Southeast Portland home. Attorneys say ringleaders promised Asian women work in the United States, then forced them into prostitution to pay their travel debt. And Portland's Bicycle Transportation Alliance has graded Oregon cities on their bike friendliness. Corvallis and Eugene got the highest grades. Tigard, Milwaukee, Oregon City, Westland, and McMinnville all flunked. They were given the flat tire grade. Well, Dave, what kind of grade can we give the weather today?
The weather, A+ weather today, Brenda. Just not here locally, but across the entire state. Folks, summer continues as we wind down the last days of summer and head in towards fall. Ridge of high pressure is in place, and that means high and dry conditions over all of the state. Here's the jet stream map. Again, high pressure will keep the storm track right here, diverted off towards the north today, all the way through the weekend. So look at our forecast for this Thursday. Mostly sunny skies after areas of morning low clouds and fog burn off. The winds, again, light and variable. For tonight, partly cloudy skies, northwest winds about 5 to 10. Today's high, 78, and tonight's low drops down to 50 degrees. Now, Brenda, and of course, Debbie, back to you.
Sounds great, Dave. Thank you much. We'll be back at 9:26 with another news update. Hope you can join us then. Have a good morning.
It's Sleep Country USA's big mattress sale. Save on Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, and Pacific. Save on top-of-the-line models like Beauty Rest and Posturepedic. Even Sealy's very best, the Crown Jewel. Save on twin, full, queen, or king. Save on firm, extra firm, plush, or pillow tops. Get free pillows with every premium mattress purchase. And 6 months, same as cash financing, absolutely free. It's the big mattress sale. On now.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
Kicks, yeah.
Kicks.
Kid tested, mother.
Kicks.
His son volunteered for a medical study to help save lives, but was he betrayed by doctors he trusted? Dateline Friday, 9/8 Central on NBC.
Ready, and hi there, tell me about yourself.
I'm a Foster Farms chicken, and I'm Oregon grown, and I don't have any added hormones or steroids.
Cut.
And what, are my feathers messed up or something?
No, but you're not a Foster Farms chicken.
What?
Yeah, and you're not Oregon grown.
We're from Springfield, man.
Your license says Arkansas.
You gave him your license? Well, no, yeah.
Foster Farms Fresh Chicken, grown in Oregon. Now look for this fostering education symbol on Foster Farms Fresh Chicken and get easy cash for your school.
Cabs are here.
It looks smaller, doesn't it? Yeah.
There was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of a cow jumping over the moon. See the cow
Visit
jumping
the
over
Oregon
the moon?
Humane Society
Three
and
little
feel the
bears
love.
sitting on chairs.
You're looking at Shakira from last night's Latin Grammy Awards. Not just a performer there last night, also a big winner. She took home the Best Video Award for Whenever, Wherever, However.
Whatever.
The Spanish name of that song, by the way, is Suerte, which we should use since we are talking about the Latin Grammys. The big winner, though, last night was Alejandro Sanz, who went home carrying 3 awards, Best Song, Best Record, and Best Album. So we congratulate Alejandro as well.
And I love when you speak Spanish.
Thank you. Welcome back to a final hour of Today on a Thursday morning, September 19th, 2002. I'm Matt Lauer, along with Katie Kirk and Al Roker. Coming up in this half hour, being the child of a parent in the military isn't always an easy task. With all the moving around they do, kids have a hard time getting an education because of difficulties transferring credits and other hassles of changing schools very often. We're going to talk to members of a group that are trying to do something to address those problems.
I wonder if they're trying to change the image, too, because a lot of people say I'm a military brat, right? Or an Army brat or something like that, and that's probably
maybe a negative connotation.
Not particularly helpful either. Also, on a lighter note, the results are in, and Allure magazine has them. Once again, the magazine has put almost every beauty product imaginable to the test to find out which ones work the best. We're going to take a look at this year's winners and also check out some trends in beauty products, too. Then a bit later on, Stephen Kojikara will be here with an Emmy Awards fashion preview.
Ooh, that ought to be nice.
Yeah.
And we're also going to be saying, oh, shucks, because we're going to be shucking some oysters, and we're going to take a look at some of Madonna's cast-offs that are now on the auction block.
We're talking about clothing here.
Oh, we were?
Not old boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for clarifying that, Mr. Lauer.
That's my pleasure. Let's go over to the news desk. Ann has the morning's headlines. Ann?
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. In the news this morning, everybody, this morning a major suicide bombing in Tel Aviv. At least 5 people were killed and an estimated 50 others were wounded when the bomber blew himself up on a bus. The bombing occurred at the height of the lunch hour in an area crowded with cafes and restaurants. Secretary of State Colin Powell and Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld will be back on Capitol Hill today presenting the president's case for possible military action against Iraq. Protesters briefly interrupted Secretary Rumsfeld on Wednesday.
Security contributions, even a new state sales tax. Bill Bradbury believes in bigger government and higher taxes. Do you?
What do you think you're going to do without our girl?
We're going to get back on our feet and come out swinging.
On September 27th, experience the movie critics are calling one of the very best films of 2002. It's an Oscar-worthy, exhilarating movie-going experience.
Maybe if it's okay, I can say to you something I didn't get a chance to say to her.
Moonlight Mile, rated PG-13, September 27th in select cities.
Hey, Jared, you eat chicken a lot?
Yeah.
Does it get boring?
No, it's always exciting at Subway. You should try the new spicy salsa chicken with jalapenos.
That's low fat?
Yeah. How about turkey? Try it with new tangy berry vinaigrette.
That's low fat too?
Uh-huh.
What about roast beef?
Ham.
Veggies what?
Oh, let's just all go to Subway. Come on.
Subway's low-fat sandwiches just got tastier with great new sauces, like the spicy salsa chicken with jalapenos and corn and black bean salsa, and the turkey with berry vinaigrette.
Subway, eat fresh.
No matter what number is on the outside, the number on the inside is 76, the official fuel of NASCAR for over 45 years. 76 with Pro Power. For NASCAR. For your car. Get the spirit.